Hello again, and welcome back to the Mindful Compass. In our last conversation, we received the Buddha's diagnosis for the human condition, the Four Noble Truths, and were left holding the prescription, the Noble Eightfold Path. This can feel abstract, so to make this journey truly come alive, let's walk the path alongside someone. Let's imagine a woman named Sarah. Sarah is good at her job, but she's incredibly stressed. Her colleague Mark frequently takes credit for her ideas in team meetings. This leaves her feeling angry, resentful, and unseen. She replays the unfair moments in her mind, complains to her partner about it every evening, and feels a pit of dread in her stomach before work each day. Sarah is experiencing dukkha, that feeling of profound dissatisfaction. She has the diagnosis, but she feels stuck. She has the prescription for the Eightfold Path, but she doesn't know how to fill it. Her story will be our guide. The Eightfold Path isn't a set of rules, but 8 interwoven aspects of a single, holistic way of living. We can understand them through 3 core trainings, and we can see how Sarah begins to apply them. Part 1, the training in wisdom, Panya. This is about seeing clearly and setting our inner compass. 1. Right view or right understanding. This is the crucial first shift. Sarah's initial view is, Mark is a problem, and my life will be miserable until he changes or leaves. This view makes her powerless. Through reflection, she applies right view. She starts to see the situation through the lens of the Four Noble Truths. Okay, the anger and stress I feel is dukkha. Its cause isn't just Mark, it's my own intense craving for recognition and my aversion to his behavior. The good news is that peace is possible even if he doesn't change. This shift from blame to understanding is the first step toward freedom. 2. Right intention, or right thought. With this new view, Sarah examines her motives. Her first intention was to complain to her boss to get Mark in trouble, an intention rooted in anger. Practicing right intention, she purifies her why. She decides to act not from a desire to punish, but from an intention of harmlessness and goodwill. Her new goal isn't to win, but to resolve the conflict skillfully and create a more peaceful work environment for everyone, including herself. Part 2. The training in ethical conduct, Sila. This is how Sarah's inner wisdom begins to change her outer world. 3. Right speech. Before, Sarah gossiped about Mark with other colleagues, which only fueled her resentment. Now, guided by right speech, she decides to speak to Mark directly. She plans what to say, ensuring it's true. He did present her idea, kind, not accusatory but focused on her own feelings, and necessary to resolve the issue and create a more peaceful work environment for everyone. She might say, Mark, when my idea was presented as a team concept, I felt disheartened because I worked hard on it. In the future, I'd really appreciate being credited for my contributions. Right action. She realizes she had been engaging in subtle forms of unskillful action, like forgetting to send Mark the notes from a meeting. Right action inspires her to act with integrity. She stops all passive-aggressive behavior. Her actions become consistent with her intention of creating a healthier workplace. Right livelihood. This conflict makes her question her job, but as she reflects on right livelihood, she sees that her work itself is ethical and contributes positively. This realization gives her the strength to address this specific interpersonal issue rather than just quitting. Part 3. The training in mental discipline, samadhi. This is the inner training that gives Sarah the strength and stability to follow through. 6. Right effort. When she feels a wave of anger toward Mark, her old habit was to feed it. With right effort, she gently but persistently works to release the unwholesome anger and actively cultivates wholesome states. Before talking to him, she might take a few moments to wish him well, not because he deserves it, but because she deserves to be free from the poison of her own anger. 7. Right mindfulness. During the difficult conversation with Mark, her heart pounds. She feels the heat of defensiveness rising. Because she has been practicing right mindfulness, she notices these feelings as they arise. She sees the urge to interrupt or accuse, but she doesn't have to act on it. This awareness is her superpower. It creates a space between the trigger and her response. 8. Right concentration. Her mind is normally scattered, worrying about the future, replaying the past. Through practice, like focusing on her breath for a few minutes each day, she develops right concentration. This mental stability allows her to stay calm, centered, and present during the conversation, speaking clearly from her wise intention rather than being hijacked by her emotions. Sarah's story shows how the path works as an integrated whole. You can start in the same way with the practice of a day on the path. This morning, practice wisdom. Ask yourself, what is my deepest intention for today? Set your inner compass. This afternoon, practice ethical conduct. Choose one interaction. Before you speak, ask, is it true? Is it kind? Is it useful? This evening, practice mental discipline. Choose one task. For 5 minutes, just do that one thing. Gently guide your mind back when it wanders. This is how the path is walked, not in giant leaps, but in small, mindful steps right in the middle of your actual life. As we see through Sarah's journey, the Eightfold Path is a dynamic and living process. Wisdom guides our conduct calms our mind, and a calm mind sees with even deeper wisdom. The wheel turns, carrying us toward freedom. We have the map and the turn-by-turn directions. We see how vital that third training is, mental discipline. It's the engine of the journey. Qualities like mindfulness and concentration don't just appear, they are intentionally cultivated. This leads us to the most practical question of all. How do we formally practice this? What are the core techniques for training the mind to be the stable, clear, and compassionate ally we need for this journey? That is the art of meditation, and that's where our path will take us next. Thank you for walking this part of the path with us. May your direction be clear, and may your steps be steady and kind. Be well.